Hi, everybody. It's Bizzy from Busy Living Sober. Busy Living Sober. Busy Living Sober. We're on episode 247. I'm almost positive. Look at this. This is what I always have to do, don't I? You guys haven't had me by myself in a while. I'm back. Busy at Busy Living Sober is back. I've had a lot of guests on, and I thank those guests for coming on because it's been really fun to hear my friend Pete and to hear Timmy. I want to thank them again for coming on. And but I thought it was time to just have me because you haven't just had me in a while. And thinking, I'm thinking of just having a guest every other week and me every other week and then JF once a month. So that's the plan for June. Let's see if it works out. So next week I'll have a guest. Well, next week will still be May, but in June we'll do it so that we figure it out. But anyway, um, today's topic is judgment, freedom, being sick, not drinking, and life. So I want to say that, for instance, this weekend I went to a wedding. My best friend got remarried and it was awesome. It was an awesome wedding. And it's interesting because obviously I'm sober. So I got there and I had said, is there Pellegrino? So there was Pellegrino and water, and there wasn't any dessert, which I was like, oh my God, there's no dessert. I want some dessert. And she was like, there is no dessert. So it's okay. I made it through and I left there and I went and I got dessert with my friends. We went to an ice cream place in Charleston and it was awesome. I had a sundae. And I had this freedom, I had a freedom to do whatever I wanted to do. The wedding was so much fun. The band was awesome. It was a band I hadn't heard in a really long time. I got to see friends I hadn't heard in a really long time. And I think that when we have this freedom of a freedom of being able to look at things with gratitude or look at with them as, you know, oh my gosh, this should be this and this should be that, instead of looking at it like lovingly and kindly, and gratitude really gives you a freedom that I've never really experienced in the whole time I've been sober, the way I'm feeling these days. I went and it was just so nice. My friend is so happy. She's so happy. And I'm so happy that she's so happy. How amazing is that, that you can be authentically happy for someone and not be like pointing out stuff that's negative. Like as humans, we sometimes point out the negative because we feel bad about ourselves. So we point out things that are negative about others when we really should be positive for them. Like, I am genuinely so happy for my friend because she'd gone through a lot in her life and now she's found her love and she's really authentically happy in her heart. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for the two of them that God brought them together, that they found each other. And I'm happy for them. It's amazing. It's like the gifts. And, my ideas when I was drinking were very closed. I feel like when I was in my drinking, I was very critical. I was very black or white. You had to do things this way or it wasn't right, or you have to do things that way or it wasn't right, instead of being like open to everything and being open to what, is presented in front of me, instead of having fear because it's different. I think that the fear, that anxiety word, which is just a big word for fear, anxiety is over things that are different, that we haven't experienced, and things that make us feel less than, right? We're like, well, we haven't experienced it, so it's bad. Or we haven't experienced it, so it can't be good. We have no idea what it's, we that limits us. This fear, it limits us. It puts us in the corner. It makes us go to these places where I don't want to do it because it's too scary, because I've never done it before, instead of looking at it like, wow, I get to experience something new. I get to have a new set of glasses. I get to be able to look at something in a different way than I've ever looked at it before. You can use food as a real example of this. You know, um, I was very fearful to eat fish, right? I grew up in the Midwest. People eat hamburgers and hot dogs in the Midwest and potatoes. They don't really eat a lot of fish. At least I didn't in my house. And so people would be like, do you want some fish? I'd be like, no, don't want any fish. Gross. I don't want fish. That's gross. It's gross. But the fact is, fish is delicious. If I go out of my comfort zone, I try it, I eat it, I taste it. I'm like, that's actually good. There's some that I eat that I'm like, no. But some I'm like, I'm willing to try new things. We don't try new things. We put ourselves in a corner. It's limiting. It's not it's not open, it's closed, it's not willing to do certain things. It's like someone has said to you, what if you tried to be sober? And you're like, nah, that's not for me. I don't want to do it. But if you tried it for, a day, try to do it for 5 minutes, try to do it for 10 minutes. Instead of having a drink, get something that you like that's sparkly. There's these amazing different drinks that you can have that don't have alcohol in them but are delicious and fuzzy. And, there's so many alternatives these days for drinking and making sure you have that in your house before you decide to take the one day. And you could do one day and then you could do another day and then you could do another day. But you have to take the first step to doing something that's different and saying, I'm not going to judge this as bad or good. I'm not going to judge my drinking past as bad or good. I just know I didn't like the way I acted at that point, but I want to change that. I want to change that. Now, nobody's going to rewrite history here. We're not rewriting history. We're not going out and doing everything brand new. We're just trying something new. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I think you won't miss drinking. I just have this feeling you aren't going to miss drinking. I think you're going to love the feeling that you have inside of yourself, that you like yourself, that you know where your car is. You know what you did the night before. You know what you said. You know where your car is. You don't have to go looking at yourself and being like, oh my God, I said this, I did that, and feeling ashamed. You can take these experiences. And again, not saying good, not saying bad. It's like, what am I going to do? How am I going to prepare myself? I'm going to do this. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to see this person, this person, this person. Because if I see those people, I'm definitely going to want to drink. So I'm going to go see these other people. And it's crazy how many ways we can view life. And how our head, at least my head, gets me into thinking wrong thinking and thinking that things are good or things are bad. And it's crazy because I've been noticing it a lot lately that my judgment is just off. I don't know what's good or what's bad. I can think I know, but in reality, do I know? No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I think if I see somebody happy, I have to take that for a grain of salt. I don't need to go, why are they happy? What are they doing that makes them happy? Oh, they're doing that makes them happy. That would not work for me. What makes me happy? I have not been that happy recently. My tooth hurts. I have to get a tooth pulled. I have tennis elbow because I've been playing too much tennis and golf. These are all not huge catastrophes, but for me, myself personally, they're, they bum me out. They bum me out. They bum me out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so everything's bad because my tooth's bad. Everything's bad because my elbow's bad. Well, it's not that everything's bad. Lots of things are really good. And realizing that God has me here, right now, at this moment, at this time is perfect. They tell me that. They say that if you believe in God or you believe in a higher power, you believe God has put us in this world at this time, exactly where we are at the right time. It's God. Now, if that is the case, who am I to say it's bad? Who am I to question it? I mean, obviously, if you're in a situation that is troubling and you want to get out of it and you're like, oh my God, I don't like what I'm doing. I don't like where I am. It doesn't feel right. Well, then I think get out of that. That obviously, you have to get out of it. If you've been drinking so much that you're just like, I hate the way I'm acting. I hate the way I've been lately. You need to change it. You need to change it. When I'm jacked up because of my tooth or because of my arm or because of another situation, I can go to gratitude, which you might say, what? Yes, I can go to gratitude and I can be grateful for the ability to be able to walk through things. I can be grateful that I get to walk through certain things. Do I love it? No. But I can be grateful that I get to do this. I get to walk through this right now. I get to look out the window and see grass growing. I get to look out the window and see raindrops on leaves. I get to look out the window and see flowers budding. I get to look out the window and I get to see. I get to have a clean window. I get to, if the window isn't clean, I can take Windex and clean it off, or take ammonia, or just take a rag and clean it off. It's cleaning off the window. It's changing our perspective. We don't know, at least I don't know what's good or what's bad. Everything changes all the time, right? And when we say, I'm never going to do this and I'm never going to do that, and then you do it, you're like, am I an idiot because I said I wasn't going to do it? And now I just did it. I think that we have to give ourselves a break, and using that word never is not a good thing to do. And I think saying things are bad when we don't know what's bad is not a good idea. I think saying things are good if they're good. And if you're not comfortable with it, changing your perspective. Changing your perspective. How am I going to change my perspective? How am I going to look at this differently? Instead of looking at something as a judgment, like this isn't the way I would have it, so it's not right. Well, how do I know? For this other person, it might be great, but for me, it wasn't right. Does that mean that it's totally, that's the answer? No, I don't know. I need to be grateful for where I am, what's going on in my world today, gratitude today. I write a gratitude list. A I keep a binder with me at pretty much all time, not with me at all times, but I keep it with me so that I can write down what I'm grateful for every day. And it gets me out of my head. It gets me out of feeling less than, feeling like my life sucks. That feeling of like everybody's going to be the same. Not everybody's going to be the same. We're not going to all be the same. God made us all different, which is amazing. Who wants to be just like everybody else? I don't want to be just like everybody else. I don't want to dress in the same outfits that everybody else is wearing. I don't want to be exactly like everybody else. I want to have my own stuff. I want to have my own vision. I want to have my own way. Does that make sense? I'm not going to go on too much today. I think you're going to get like 10 minutes or 15 minutes of Bizzy today, because the reality is all I have to say is that take time to love yourself today. If you're drinking too much, you need to quit. Go find something that you like, put it in your house and start drinking that. If you've been drinking too much that you might need to see a doctor prior to quitting, do that. Call your doctor. See if they're game. See if there's something that they can give you to help you get off alcohol. That's totally amazing to do. Reach out for help. Crazy thing is I'm realizing that a lot of people with long-term sobriety have gone out recently. And I'm going to tell you a story that's really quick. But I was, I've been around a lot of people that are drinking recently just because I moved to a new place and I haven't been getting involved in meetings here. So I haven't been going to meetings, and I decided to finally go to a meeting. I was like, I'm going to go to a meeting. I just looked it up on the meeting app and I found this meeting, and I showed up and there was a woman there, and this is a God wink in my life. She had gotten sober at 37. I got sober at 37. She was sober for 14 years. I'm sober 14 years. And she picked up a drink. And she picked up a drink 2 years ago, and she hasn't gotten sober again since then. She's trying, but it's hard. It's really hard. And I'm realizing that was a God wink. God showed me this woman, and she said, it's so hard. She's like, I think I'm going crazy. I don't know what's right and what's wrong. And I don't know, Mike, do I have Alzheimer's? What's wrong with me? Why am I not thinking clearly like I was? And the moral of the story is I got to hold on to my sobriety. And I know that there's nothing a drink is going to make better. I know that for a fact. I know my thinking gets skewed. And if I haven't been around people that are sober in a long time, and I'm around people that drink for a little too long and not around people that are sober, my thinking gets skewed. I know I need to reach out for help. I know I need to talk to somebody. I know that, I have to, life is a gift. And if I don't look at it like that, and I start to get negative thinking, and I start to judge people, and I start to think, it makes me sicker. It makes me sicker. I want to love everybody. I want to love myself. I want to love my fellow man. I want to be non-judgmental. I want to be there to help others. I don't want to be there to judge others. I just want to be there to love. And if I can't love and I can only judge, then there's something going on with me. It's about me. It's not about the other person. It's about me. Where am I in my head? Where am I in my life that makes me judge somebody else? And it's always about me. It's not about the other person. It's up here in my head. If I'm judging you, then I'm sick in my head. I'm sick because I should just love you for who you are. Somebody said to me the other day, they're like, I don't know if there's a God. I don't know if there's a higher power. I don't know. And they said, what do you think? And I said, well, I don't have to judge whether there is one, there isn't one. I know for me, there is a God. And I don't know if it's a girl, if it's a boy. I don't know if it's a spirit. I don't know if it's Jesus Christ who died behind the cross. I don't know. But I know there's something. And some days I like to call it Jesus Christ. Some days I like to call it a higher power. Sometimes I like to call it Allah. Sometimes I like to call it Buddha. Some days I want to call it whatever I want. But I know there's something. And so I like to call it God. It works for me. And I don't need to figure it out. I'm blessed with being ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. I get to be ignorant. I get to be today. I get to be. I don't know what's good. I don't know what's bad. I don't know. I know that drinking for me does not work. I look at people drinking, and not in a judgmental way, but just know that wouldn't work for me because I never drank just one. I never just had one drink. I always had too many. I always ended up in a blackout. Always bad things happen. So I don't think it's time for me to try it ever again. And if you're out there and you're like, I just can't do it, it just doesn't work for me anymore, make a plan. How are you going to do it? For me, I knew I wanted to do AA. I wanted to do 12 steps because I'm social and I wanted to make friends. I wanted to do that. That was what was going to work for me. And it still works for me. Here I am 14 years later and it still works for me. Do I love everybody? I like everybody. I'm trying to love everybody. I'm trying to just go with open ears and see what I relate to, not what I don't relate to. I want to listen. I want to be another bozo on the bus. I don't want to be somebody who wants to make myself better or make myself worse, because that's what I do. I'm either better than you or I'm worse than you. God forbid we're on the same plane. Being on the same plane is better for me. I want to be on the same plane as my fellow people. I don't want to think I'm better than you or you're better than me. We're all the same. We're all trying to get through this thing we call life. And especially now with the pandemic being over and everything opening up, I think people are scared about that. It's just there's a fear, anxiety, fear. Well, let's face fear and say, fuck you. We're not going to deal with you, fear. I'm going to go over the fear. I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to love everybody. And how do I fall in love with myself? That's the hardest part, because we judge others because we think that they're better than us or they're less than us. No, God forbid we could all be the same. You might like fish. I don't like fish, but now I like fish. So now we can be in the fish club. I don't like this. Oh, yes, I do like that. I'm going to try that. I don't like wearing this. I like wearing that. No, I do like wearing that. It's okay to change our minds. It's okay to be different than what we thought we were going to be. It's okay to change and go this way instead of going that way. It's okay to say, you know what, I've been a drunk for a long time and I don't want to be a drunk anymore. I'm going to change that. I'm going to change the way people are viewing me. I'm going to change the way the people I'm hanging out with because they don't want the best for me and I don't feel good when I'm around them anymore. And it doesn't mean I hate you. I just, you've come into my life for a reason. You came in for a season, you're leaving for a reason. That doesn't mean forever. Maybe we can be friends again down the road when I feel better about myself. And every time I'm with you, I don't end up totally wasted. That's okay. That's okay. It's taking care of yourself and something we aren't ever really taught, I don't think. I think we're taught to brush our teeth. We're taught to take a shower. We're taught to put on deodorant. We're taught to get dressed each day, but we're not taught how to take care of our insides. Our insides. How do I take care of my feelings inside? How do I do that? How do I take care of these thoughts in my head? How do I? How do I reach out for help? How do I pick up the phone and say, you know what? I need help today. I need help today. How do I do that? By doing it, just doing it, picking up the phone, doing something that isn't comfortable and saying, I'm just going to do it anyway. Even though I don't know what the outcome's going to be, I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm just going to put myself out there, even though it feels fucking uncomfortable. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to look at something instead of in a negative way. I'm going to say something positive about that person. Even if I think their outfit's terrible, I think they're unattractive, I'm going to find something good about that person. I'm going to find something good about everything I see today. I'm going to not look at things as negative. I'm going to look at things as positive. And how can I myself make a difference? So, how can you make a difference today? Holding the door open for someone, telling someone, oh, I love your outfit. Oh, I love your shoes. Oh, I love that skirt. Oh, I love your jeans. Oh, I love your top. Oh, I love the saying on your shirt. That's funny. Or, I think I've got something like that too. And if you have a drinking problem, it's cool. I mean, people are saying to me now all the time, "Oh, it's so cool to be sober." I don't know how cool or not cool it is. The cool for me is the Fonz. I don't know. The Fonz is Henry Winkler from Happy Days. So is it cool? I don't know what's cool and what's not cool. I have no idea. I know that when I make someone else smile, it makes me feel good. I know when I see someone's eyes light up, it makes me happy. When I can give someone a hug, it makes me happy. Somebody said to me, you hug your kids and who lets go first? I don't let go first. My kids always let go first because they're always like, Mom, enough hugging, enough hugging. And if you see a friend, you hug them, you can feel how it just is like, oh my gosh, I want to feel the hug. We can hug again. Isn't that exciting? We can shake hands again. We can see people smile again. Embrace it. Embrace it. Don't let your head, the thoughts in your head that make you less than, don't let that win. You're not less than. You are not less than. You are not less than. You are a winner. And I know I sound like that crazy Saturday Night Live skit where he was like, I love you, you love me. And it was just this cheesy thing. And I remember it from 100 years ago. But, this thought of looking at yourself going, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I'm just not going to drink today. And you get one day, then you get another day, then you get another day, and it feels good. And somebody invites you to something that you may feel uncomfortable, don't go. Don't go. Go find people. Go do something totally different. Maybe go to an art class. Maybe go to a free yoga class in the park. Maybe find something that's free in your area that you can do rather than going and doing that. Find people that like to do something that you're trying to do. If you like to bike ride, find people that like to bike ride. If you like to rollerblade, find people that like to rollerblade. If you want to play pickleball, go find a pickleball place that people play pickleball. It's free. All these resources are free in different communities. All you have to do is look for them. And you don't need to go and hang out with people that make you feel less than. If you're around people that don't make you feel good, why would you go back? I've decided there were these people I was trying to get into this group and it just did not feel right. Every time I left, I felt horrible. And this was just last week. I went to another event and I was like, why did I go to that? I never feel good when I go there. Why am I going? It's so dumb because I think I should. Well, screw that. I don't have to do it anymore. I'm not going to go anymore. It's okay. I don't have to go anymore. How nice is that? I don't have to go if I don't want to. It's freeing to take care of ourselves, to make sure that we aren't all the way up here and we're not all the way down here. We're not pieces of shit and we're not the Queen of Sheba. How do I be just here, Elizabeth, me, busy, being happy? By being in the moments, by being in my feet, by being right here, by going, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself. Today I was like, do I want to do this podcast? Oh yeah, I do want to do this podcast. Okay, I'm going to do this podcast. I'm going to do it by myself. I'm going to take the time because I want to share with people out there that we don't need to judge somebody else as being better or worse than us. We don't need to do that because in the end, it makes us feel bad. We don't need to do that. We are good people. We may have a drinking problem. That might be a true case. Yes, I am an alcoholic. Okay, next. What else? Who am I? I was listening to a meditation today. I said this was going to be short. Maybe it isn't going to be. So I asked God to speak through me during this thing. So whatever comes out, comes out. These are never scripted, as you probably know. But I was listening to this podcast this meditation this morning, and it was on Deepak Chopra's meditation, and it was about who am I? And the question was, who am I? Robert Gabriel asked that question. Who are you? I know I am. The first thing that comes to my mind is I'm a mom. I don't know why, because my kids are old now, but I'm still mom. Number one, I'm a mom. Number two, I'm a wife. Number three, I'm sober. Number four, I'm a podcaster. Number five, I'm a painter. Number six, I'm a gardener. Number seven, I am a enthusiast. I love people. I'm not going to bore you with everything I am, but we think of all these things, and because I'm a painter, does that mean I have to be Picasso? No. Do I have to be Georgia O'Keeffe? No. I just have to paint. Makes me a painter. And a gardener, does it mean I have to go out and plant everything perfectly? No. I just have to plant one thing and I'm a gardener. I love playing in the dirt. I like to have gloves on though. I don't want to do it in my plain hands. Who we are is who we are. And whenever you are, love yourself. Put yourself first. Love you. You never love you. You think that other people make us who we are. Sometimes I don't have a crazy life. Right now, I don't have a crazy life. I don't have a ton of people around me right now. I live in a small place. There's not a lot of stuff, but I'm making do. I'm trying new things. As uncomfortable as it is, I am trying new things. And I'm giving myself time. I'm making sure I do go to meetings. I'm making sure I do write. I'm making sure I talk to other people. I'm making sure that I pray that I don't judge too much. I hate judging. This weekend it really, really hit home that the judgment I have is not good. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to judge. I want to love. Wow. Doesn't that sound cool? To not judge and just love? Not judge and just love. Think about that. Not judge and just love. And the first person you have to love is you. You have to love you. No matter what anybody else thinks, loving you is the most important thing, and taking care of your insides. My old sponsor used to say to me, Elizabeth, this isn't an outside job, it's an inside job. And I'd be like, what do you mean? What do you mean an inside job? And it's like, oh, taking care of my thinking, because my thinking is screwed up. My thinking wants to get me isolated and alone and with a bottle by myself, drinking myself to death because I'm no good. I'm a piece of shit, but I'm not a piece of shit. I don't want to be a piece of shit. I want to be that little girl I was for so long, that little 12-year-old girl who loved life, that 10-year-old girl who loved life, that 6-year-old girl that loved life, that wasn't scared, that didn't let fear get in the way, didn't get what people thought about me in the way. None of that got in the way. It was just like I just jumped, right? We just went and we took life by the balls, I want to say, but it's probably not appropriate, but I just said it anyway. I want to take life and just see what's out there. It's almost the summer. It's almost June. We're like in the middle of May right now. And it's like everything's popping around the country. Everything's coming alive. It's spring. Everything's waking up. Are you waking up? Are you waking up and wanting to change? How are you going to do it? How are you going to fall in love with you? How are you going to take these steps? What are you going to do? What are you going to do to change so you like you? What are you going to do? Give someone a smile. It'll make you feel better inside. Hold the door open for somebody. It'll make you feel better inside. Pay it forward. If you're going through a toll booth today and you're like, you know what? There's somebody behind me. I'm going to pay their toll. And I don't even know. I don't even have to tell anybody I did it, but it's going to make you feel better. And then at the end of the day, you can say, I am grateful that I paid for that person's toll, even if it was a quarter or a dollar. Think of what you can do for somebody else today, even if you don't have anything. If you have nothing, a smile is something. A hug is something. A nod is something. A wink is something. But getting out of ourself and making it about somebody else fills our soul. That's what fills our soul. Love is what fills our soul. Love. Being there for somebody else, being happy for somebody else is love. Alcohol is a depressant. It makes us worse. It doesn't make you better. Alcohol makes you feel worse. It doesn't make you feel better. It might make you feel better for a second, but the rest of the time, it makes you feel worse. And the next day, it makes you feel worse. And you question yourself and you question your ethics and you question why you're on this planet and you question all these things. It's a depressant. Drugs and alcohol are depressants. They don't make you happy in the long run. They make you sad. But what would make you happy is getting your endorphins, going outside for a walk, even if it's just to the mailbox. Or maybe it's just down the stairs or up the stairs or around the inside perimeter of your apartment. Get yourself doing something. Moving makes you happy. Moving, just doing this. I'm like, woo, woo, woo. Even though my tooth hurts and my arm hurts, I'm just doing it anyway. Woo, woo, woo. Taking care of you is something no one ever taught you to. No one ever taught you that it's okay to love everybody. It's okay to love somebody that's different than you. It's okay to like something you've never tried before. It's okay. There's no good. There's no bad. There's no wrong. There's no right. Obviously, killing someone is not good. Taking drugs is not good. Going and picking up again is not good because it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you. Don't let it hurt you. Don't let it win anymore. Enough. Fall in love with you. I don't know you and I love you. I can tell you that right now because every person I've met in my life, I just love them. Some people I don't want to have because I don't feel safe. If they're on drugs and alcohol, I don't feel safe around them in my little proximity. But if you're sober, I want you around me all the time. If you're drinking a little bit, I can be around you for a little bit, but I'm going to go and take care of me because it makes me nervous. I don't like what spirits and drugs do to people. I just don't like it. So I want to be around you when you're sober and when I can help you. But if you're in your addiction, it's hard to help you because you're in your addiction. You're not even thinking about anything else but your addiction. And if you're sober and you want help or you want to be sober and you want help, I am totally here for you. You can always reach out to me at Bizzy, Bizzy, at BizzyLivingSober.com. BizzyLivingSober.com. BUSY. It's Bizzy, BIZZY, at BUSY, I'm not on social media that much anymore. I just post when I have a new podcast just because I don't think social media is good for people. And I'm going to talk about this for 1 second and then I'm getting off here. And then I'm going to let you go off to your day. Hopefully you're doing something while you're listening to this. But what I was going to say is that Social media is a place for you to feel bad about yourself. If you're on Facebook and you're on Instagram and you're watching your friends and their lives look so perfect, and it's a snippet, it's 5 seconds of their life that they just went, it's a click like that, and you're comparing your life to what you just saw in that second. Do you think that's a good idea? If you already don't feel good about yourself and you're going to go watch these and look at that, what that person has, look at what that person has. And then it's going to go, screw them, F them, horrible. That person's horrible. Oh, their husband's horrible. Oh, they're this, they're that, which again makes you, puts you, them up here, you down there. Oh, oh, oh. It's all this stuff. I think at the end of the day, social media doesn't do anything. I like to use social media to see what events are coming up in my community that are free. I like to see it to see if there's pickleball or if there's the moon's rising at a certain time, if there's a free yoga class. I like to see that stuff on Facebook. I don't want to see anything else. I don't want to see your vacation pictures. I don't care. I think it's great that you went on a vacation, but it's none of my business where you went and what pictures you took. So I don't really care. And I know I go through and I like a lot of stuff, but a lot of times it's just, you know what? It makes other people feel badly. You think that putting these photos of yourself on some luxurious like boat or on a plane or whatever, and you're like, look at me. Okay, I don't care. It makes me feel, it might make you feel better because you're like, look at me, this makes me better than you or what worse than you or whatever. It's just like, it's none of my business. I loved Betty White when Facebook first came out. She went on Saturday Night Live and she was like, you think that I'm going to go look at somebody's vacation pictures on the computer? Like if somebody invited me over to their house and said, do you want to sit down and watch my vacation, all the photos I took on my vacation, what would your answer be? It'd probably be no, thank you. I'd rather sit at home and watch a movie, or I'd rather play in my garden, or I'd rather go for a walk than look at your vacation. No, thank you. Unless I'm going to the same place, you can give me pointers on where to go. Like you went to this restaurant, you recommend that, or you went to this thing and you saw that and it was great, or what lines are short or where. Great. But anything else, I don't care. I don't need to see your vacation. I don't need to see any of that stuff because all it does is makes me feel bad about myself. And I compare my insides, because it's my insides, to your outsides. Not healthy. Stay off social media. I think that's enough ranting from you today. I could add more, but I'm going to stop now. And I want you to know that if you are out there and you're hurting, please reach out to me. I promise I will respond. Reach out to me at Bizzy, Bizzy, at BizzyLivingSober.com. I've got a guest coming on next week, which will be awesome. Then the following week is Memorial Day, and you're going to get me and JF. So until next time, keep getting busy, living sober. Bye-bye, everybody.